Hi, this is Eric Teplitz. The very first video I shared on this channel was entitled The Inevitability of Impact. And the point that I was making in that video is that every single thing that we do, and for that matter, that we don't do, is going to have an impact of some kind. Therefore, it was my suggestion that we be a bit thoughtful and intentional about our impact. We ultimately don't have the final say in exactly what our impact is. However, we can do our best to influence what that impact ends up being in the direction of what we're aiming for, what we're striving for. This video is entitled The Impact of Inevitability. And the inevitability that I'm speaking of, prepare yourself here, spoiler alert, is death. We're all at some point going to die. It's something that most of us make a point of not thinking about or trying to avoid considering. However, the Stoic philosophers really took to the Latin expression Memento Mori, which essentially translates to keep death in mind, remember that you will die. And kind of contrary to our modern society, they thought that it was really important to remind themselves of this on a regular basis, as opposed to avoiding thinking about it. Why? Were they morbid? Did they like to depress themselves? No. The point is that by keeping death in mind, it can really help you stay on track and live your purported values. None of us knows for sure exactly how much more time we'll have. Any day, tragically, could be our last day on this earth, living this life, in this existence. We are mortal. Each one of us someday will die. Therefore, this life that we have now is precious, and that's what makes it precious. It's an opportunity. Each day that we wake up is an invitation. You could think of it as life saying, here you go. Here's another opportunity. What are you going to do with it? What's most important to you? Show me. It's really profound, as opposed to just simply going through the motions and sleepwalking through our lives and living on autopilot. And let's face it, all of us do this to some extent. But if we can introduce this concept of reminding ourselves daily of our mortality, as uncomfortable as a thought as that might be, it can really help anchor us in what's important and what we most value in life. You know, most of us live in denial and say, oh yeah, I know. But this is the truth of the matter, is that we don't know how many more days, how many more opportunities we're going to be given. So when I speak of the impact of inevitability, our death has an extraordinary impact on our lives. First of all, it gives it shape and it makes it precious. And it really begs the question, what is important to you? What do you want to do with this gift that you've been given? Also, whether we consciously deliberate and remind ourselves about our finitude or not, the fact is that it is a fact. We all are mortal. And this impacts us often in unconscious ways. Some psychologists believe that it actually is the driver of every decision that we make on an unconscious level. A lot of us experience existential angst about this, but whether consciously or unconsciously, our inevitable death for sure impacts us. And I invite you to consider it more consciously and to accept its inevitability and then decide on what impact that will have on the way that you conduct yourself in life. If you consider on a regular basis and remind yourself that this life is not something to be taken for granted, you don't know what will happen, you don't know how long you will have your health for, you don't know how long the people around you that you love will be around for. And so if you really consider that each day, it can help you to make different decisions that are based more in your deeply considered values and priorities. So that's today's daily insight. If you found it helpful, I hope that you will like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. I wish you many more opportunities to live the life that you really want to live.